You've probably heard the number floating around, $5,118. That's the maximum monthly Social Security benefit in 2025. But what no one's telling you is who actually gets it, what's changing this year, and how much money is quietly being left on the table by most Americans, especially retirees. And here's the truth. If you're not paying close attention right now, you're going to miss out on benefits that are rightfully yours, and no one from the SSA is going to call you and tell you what to do. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know what's coming, what to avoid, and how to protect your Social Security income in a year full of noise, broken promises, and fine print. Let me know in the comments what's your age and which state are you in. I'm always curious to see who's planning smarter out there. It really helps me shape what we dive into next. Let's talk about where people are already slipping up in 2025, and how you can stay 3 steps ahead. First, let's address the law illusion. Every year, we hear about the cost of living adjustment, but the 2025 law increase is shaping up to be one of the most misleading in recent memory. Right now, the estimate is around 2.7%, far below the actual price increases we're seeing in essentials like housing, groceries, and medical care. And here's the kicker. That small law increase is almost completely erased by rising Medicare Part B premiums, which are projected to jump over 11%. So while your check goes up a little, your out-of-pocket costs eat the whole raise, and many don't even realize it's happening until their payment hits their account. What can you do? If you're not already doing this, now is the time to review your Medicare plan every single year, not just once and forget it. Many retirees are in the wrong plan and paying hundreds more per year than they need to, but compared to what's coming next, that's just the beginning. Let's talk about something that feels small but is costing retirees thousands: outdated benefit timelines. A lot of folks rely on assumptions about when and how they'll get paid, but the payment calendar in 2025 has some twists. For example, if your birthday falls in certain ranges where you're receiving both SSI and SSDI, your dates and your amounts can shift unexpectedly. Case in point, for August 2025, if you receive SSI, your first check will hit on August 1st, but you'll get a second one on August 29th because September 1st lands on a weekend. Many retirees plan monthly expenses down to the dollar, and a surprise early deposit can throw off budgeting or make it seem like you've missed a payment later on. And if you were born between the 1st and 10th, your main Social Security benefit hits August 13th, between the 11th and 20th, expected on the 20th. From the 21st through month end, it comes on the 27th. That's not just trivia. That's the difference between catching a missed payment early or ending up on hold with the SSA for 2 hours because you think you didn't get paid. Still with me? Because what I'm about to share next is something most people haven't even heard of, and it could add hundreds back to your benefits this year. There's a number floating around in recent congressional reports: $370. It's not random. It's the estimated amount the average retiree has lost in purchasing power due to law increases falling behind real inflation over the last 15 years. Think about that. Even with annual adjustments, your benefits haven't kept up. Year after year, you've lost ground, not because you did anything wrong, but because the system didn't keep up with reality. Multiply the $370 across millions of Americans on fixed incomes, and you start to see the scope of the issue. Here's the update. The Social Security Expansion Act, reintroduced this year, is calling for a monthly $200 increase to help make up for that loss. But when you run the numbers, $200 doesn't even scratch the surface. Based on inflation data, many experts argue it should be closer to the $370 mark. But here's what most folks don't realize. These bills won't pass themselves. If you care about the $200 or $370 boost, you need to know the name of the bill and the facts, because lawmakers do listen to educated pushback at town halls. Most voters say, "I want more benefits." You show up and say, "Support the Social Security Expansion Act," and explain why $200 isn't enough. The more informed you are, the more power you have. Let's talk about something that's confusing a lot of people right now: the new rebate stimulus proposal. You might have heard about it. $600 rebate checks being floated in Washington. Here's the reality. This is not a rumor. A formal bill has been introduced in the Senate, spurred by former President Trump's endorsement and backed by Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. It's being called the American Worker Rebate Act, and if passed, it would deliver a $600 check to every working American, including seniors on Social Security and SSDI. This isn't part of your monthly benefit. It's a separate direct payment, similar in style to the pandemic-era relief checks. Why now? Because of unusually high federal revenue from tariffs, there's momentum to redistribute part of it back to the public. But here's the catch. It's still a bill, not a law, which means it can stall, get stripped down, or quietly die in committee. So don't bank on it, but don't ignore it either. If it moves forward, expect those checks to hit sometime before the end of 2025. If not, you at least knew the truth and didn't get pulled into clickbait or false promises. We're going to shift gears because everything I just mentioned pales comparison to the mistake I see retirees make every single day. And if you're doing this without realizing it, you could be setting yourself up to lose thousands over your lifetime. That's coming next. And trust me, this one hits home for more people than you'd think. Let's talk about the biggest silent mistake retirees are making right now, and it's costing more than any law miscalculation or missed rebate. It's this. Taking Social Security at the wrong time. Oh, I get it. Not everyone has the luxury to delay. For some, claiming early at 62 is a necessity, but too many folks are doing it out of fear, or worse, because they think it won't be there later, and that one decision is reducing their lifetime benefit by tens of thousands of dollars. Let's break it down. The maximum monthly benefit in 2025 is $5,118, but to get anywhere near that, you need to delay until age 70 and have a lifetime of high earnings. If you claim at 62 instead of 70, you're giving up to 30% of your benefit for the rest of your life. Oh, here's where it gets more dangerous. People often say, well, I'll just take it now and invest it. But in reality, most don't invest it. They spend it, often on essentials because costs are rising faster than expected, and by the time they hit their 70s or 80s, they're stuck with smaller monthly checks, rising medical expenses, and no way to undo the decision. But here's the fix. You need a timeline strategy, not just a claim date. That means knowing when your break-even age is, how spousal or survivor benefits affect timing, what Medicare premiums will eat into your check, and how your other income, pensions, part-time work can reduce or delay your optimal filing window. Most people are thinking, how much will I get this month? But smart retirees think, how do I stretch this benefit over 30-plus years? If you haven't run the numbers for your specific situation, not averages, your numbers, you're flying blind, and the SSA won't help you decide. They'll process your claim, that's it. So here's what I tell every person I work with. The most powerful Social Security decision isn't just when to file, it's why you're filing when you do. And if your reason is fear, confusion, or assumption, well, do the math. Because a smart filing decision in your 60s can mean thousands more in your 80s and 90s when you'll really need it. So let's wrap this up. You now know why that $5,118 number matters, and why it's not the goal for most, but the signal that smart timing and strategy pay off. You know how law and Medicare are quietly squeezing retirees, how to spot surprise payment shifts, why the $600 rebate might happen and what it won't fix, and most importantly, how claiming too early can sabotage decades of retirement income. And if that helped you, here's what I'd ask. Stick around. This channel is built for people like you, people who've worked hard, played by the rules, and want to retire with clarity and confidence. So hit that subscribe button because when the next update drops, whether it's payment changes, benefit boosts, or hidden traps to avoid, you'll be the first to know. And if you've already subscribed, I appreciate you. Until next time, be well. Stay smart, and don't leave your money on the table.